Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The DeKalb County School District is proud to present the class of 2019 for Chamblee High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Today's colors is being presented by the Chamblee Charter High School JROTC Bulldog Battalion under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Retired Gloria Dunklin and First Sergeant Horton. Left rifle bearer is Cadet Private Excelli Gomez. American flag bearer is Cadet Corporal Desi Lopez. Georgia flag bearer is Cadet Maria Gomez. And right rifle bearer is Cadet Private First Class Zoraida Vasquez.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the class of 2019, it is my pleasure to welcome the faculty and staff, the board members, parents, and all other distinguished guests to the Chamblee Charter High School 2019 graduation ceremony. To begin, I would like to give a shout out to my sister, Hannah Allen. I wouldn't be up here giving this speech if I wasn't constantly trying to one-up her. I would also like to thank my classmates for choosing me to be the first ever student nominated for Teacher of the Year. Thank you to everyone gathered here today to witness and celebrate this special occasion. You have all had a part in shaping each of us into the person that we are today and guarding our path into the future. For this and much more, we are grateful. Beyond academics, athletics, and our various extracurricular activities, Chamblee has taught us to think critically, to live honorably, and to lead confidently. It has been a privilege to attend Chamblee Charter High School for the past 4 years, and the friendships we have made here will carry us into the next chapter of our lives. This graduation symbolizes the collaborative efforts of my fellow classmates, our teachers, our coaches, our parents, and our mentors, and we therefore invite you to celebrate over 100 years of tradition at Chamblee Charter High School in raising another cohort of strong, intelligent, determined, compassionate, and confident young men and women. Congratulations, class of 2019.
When Ishan told us he wanted our speeches to be about hope, I thought it was pretty vague. Hope about what? I hope for good grades, but you kind of need to do more than just hope to accomplish that. I hope for some relationships to have lasted longer than they actually did. And I hope to make many friends and new memories, a goal I was proud to have accomplished. Up until this point, a lot of us had control over what happened in our lives. Either that or we stayed passive while things just worked out for us. I was the type of person who did that. I didn't like to step over toes and let whatever happened to me happen to me. That kind of mentality got me a scolding from my college advisor and Mr. Davenport. They would say, "This is high priority. You can't just let this go sitting down." I didn't understand at all. And so my advisor, Mr. Clanton, told me a story about himself back when he was in high school. He was a football player with a 1.7 GPA. He wasn't very bright, but he still had ambition. However, when he first tried to apply for a certain college, he was flat out rejected. Rather than taking that judgment sitting down, he decided to call their admissions office in an attempt to meet their admissions counselor. Mr. Clanton was constantly turned away each time he requested the contact information for the counselor, yet he kept calling until someone leaked the counselor's phone number. He called the counselor pretending to be an assistant and scheduled a meeting with him without providing any details about what the meeting was for. On the day of the meeting, Mr. Clanton showed up to the counselor's office in the shabbiest formal wear possible. The look didn't suit him at all. Despite his unusual appearance and correspondence with the counselor sat down with Mr. Clanton, was swayed by his overall ambition and drive that eventually admitted Mr. Clanton into the university. Now he works with the county to help other young individuals to reach higher education and is working to extend his reach beyond an administrative level. I took what he said to heart and took initiative of my situation. Though it didn't work out in the end, thank you counselors, I had a new mindset about how I would look at future problems. Up until now, we were taught what to do if life gave us lemons, but no one has ever told us what to do if life decided to take those lemons away. Life is not going to go the way we expect it to. In fact, it'll go out of its way to make our life as challenging as possible. When it seems like everything is going outside of our control, it is up to us to take initiative, step over toes, and do whatever we can to set our lives straight. So when Ishan suggested that our theme be about hope and what we should do and how we should never give up, I didn't think it was the right word. Perseverance was. Thank you. Okay.
Seniors, we're graduating. For 12 years, we have struggled endlessly, persevering through countless adversities to make the most of our efforts and fulfill the expectations placed upon us. I remember the late nights, sitting at my desk at 2 a.m, wrapped in a blanket, sluggishly typing away on my laptop. I remember how alone I felt, how silent and dark the night was, and how the only light I could make out in that moment was from the screen in front of me. And I remember hoping that tomorrow would be a better day, that maybe tomorrow I'll be able to enjoy life just a little more. Because for some reason, I believe that as long as I held on to that hope for tomorrow, I could push through today. But you know, I realized it wasn't hope that got me through. Rather, my grit and determination to always do my best, regardless of emotional conflict or personal inclination. Deep down inside of me, I knew that no matter how much I hoped for a brighter tomorrow, there wouldn't be a brighter tomorrow unless I made one, unless I personally took action and put in the work. I know and I recognize that many of you believe that hard work doesn't guarantee success, because I know many of you have learned that the hard way. But as someone who has also lived through that experience, I want to tell you this. Hard work may not lead you to your desired destination, but hard work will always give you its own result. No one is able to tell for sure where they will end up, but the feelings you accumulate through your own work ethic and in the moment you can stand back up after you fall, those feelings will determine what kind of posture you stand with currently and what position you'll stand at in the future. But I know every one of us have, in one way or another, summoned the courage to give our all, because 343 students are here today, dressed in our blue gowns and ready to leave our 12 years of unforgettable adventures behind. And 343 students will graduate today, harboring expectations for the future and maybe even a little anxiety as we set out from Chamblee Charter High School and begin a new journey. Congratulations, class of 2019. Wherever you want to stand and whatever kind of landscape you would like to see, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shawn Agarwal, and for those of you who don't know me, we went to high school together. That means I was right there with you, not taking school threats seriously, walking into first period at 8:30, and cheering at every losing football game. So all of them. And now, after 4 long, chaotic years, our time at Chamblee High School is officially over, and I'm still as tall as I was freshman year. But now we're officially done, and that means we never again will have to wake up to our obscenely early alarm clocks, rush to school and pull into the Chamblee parking lot at 8:05 just to find our spots taken, leave a quick note on the thief's car with some not so pleasant words on it, and then walk into school with 1 minute to spare, just for the tardy bell to ring at 8:14 instead of 8:15 for no apparent reason. But Chamblee's a little dysfunctional, but I've grown to love it. It's given us invaluable memories, an abundance of life lessons, and most importantly, a diploma. But this diploma wasn't easy. We got it through lots of hard work and perseverance, late nights cramming with friends over Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, and the help of those who supported us. Thank you to the teachers who invested in us even when it was hard, the friends who motivated us to be our best, Miss Barnes, who did an incredible job taking over the helm and making sure the school kept working. And lastly, thank you to my incredible, amazing parents and brother who inspire me every single day. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you. Every generation faces their own challenges. The baby boomers had to bring our country together to face off against the Soviet Union. Generation X was on the front lines fighting the war against terror. Millennials have had to deal with the increasing prices of avocado toast. But our generation, Generation Z, faces a unique challenge. Our country is growing increasingly partisan and divided, while our issues are becoming increasingly universal and existential. Global warming is beginning to threaten our way of life, while there's still those in society who deny its existence for personal greed. Inequality is growing and fueling the division in our country, which is making it harder to eradicate inequality. The Bureau of Justice Statistics estimates that there are 200,000 victims of hate crimes every single year in our country alone. But despite these seemingly impossible problems, I have hope. I have hope because time and time again, when our generation faces adversity, we rise up. In the aftermath of Parkland, high schoolers from across the nation protested and created a movement. Because of our advocacy, Republicans and Democrats in 31 different states compromised. They created bipartisan legislation to make our schools safer. I have hope because when the government threatened to deport dreamers, we stood by our peers. We marched and protested and yelled, "Defend DACA," and made sure to tell our representatives that our friends weren't going anywhere. But the biggest reason I have hope is because I've met all of you. Chamblee's full of talented, hardworking, smart kids who are going amazing places, whether that's college, the armed forces, or the workforce. And I know that in those amazing places, we will fight off bigotry, we will make our voices heard, and we will make our country and this world a better place for it. Now, I know the responsibilities in front of us may seem daunting, but as Nelson Mandela once said, it only seems impossible until you do it. Class of 2019, this is our time. Let's go out there and change the world. Thank you.
Before I begin, I would just like to thank all the parents, students, teachers, and faculty who have come here today to celebrate Chamblee's graduating class of 2019. Also to my brother and uncle who couldn't make it here today, if you guys aren't watching the live stream, well, I probably shouldn't finish that thought, but you guys can use your imagination. Wow. Can you guys believe it? It's finally over. All the late night makeup work grinds, all the endless hours of doing Tolchensky homework through a stream of tears, all the reading checks on those chapters that we definitely didn't read. Well, not exactly over. In about 3 months, we have to stop celebrating and go back to doing it all over again, but on a whole new level. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm super excited for college, more than anything, honestly. It's just that we've been at this for 12 long years, and we aren't even close to being done. There's so much more life ahead of us, and it's honestly kind of scary, but it's exciting at the same time, you know. College, more college, getting a job, raising a family, retiring. So much to look forward to. So much to look forward to, but I'm getting way, way ahead of myself. 4 years ago, I couldn't even imagine being here on this stage tonight, let alone going to college. All I could really think of was where on earth my next class was. It's crazy how fast time flies. In the moment, especially during the school day, time feels slowed down, as if we're running through molasses. Weeks feel like months, days feel like weeks, hours feel like days, and each minute seems 88 seconds long. But then you look back and you scratch your head and you wonder where it all went. You look back and wonder what happened to the person you once were. You look back at all the mistakes and regrets and wonder what you could have done differently. Thinking back like this can be dangerous, though, getting trapped in what could have been. Oof, that kind of took a dark turn, sorry guys. I promise it gets better, though. I want to offer an alternate way of looking back, and to do so, it's important to understand that whatever has happened to you and whatever you have done in the past, it's already happened. There is absolutely no point in getting upset and stressing about things that have already happened, because the simple truth is, it can't be changed. But you can influence what can happen. But how do you do that? How do you make the best decisions going forward? How do you know what the right choices are? The truth is, you don't. No one knows what the right choice is and where each decision will lead them. But you can use your past to help guide you to a better future. Look back at your failures and misgivings not with regret and disappointment, but as learning experiences. Use what you failed to do before as a guide so you don't fail in the future. Even if you do fail again and again and again, that's completely fine. Use those failures as a way to improve until you get it right, and then fail some more and get even better. Look back at what you did right. Continue doing what worked and what helped you succeed. Even improve on that to make your goals even more accessible. Most importantly, look back at all that you have overcome and achieved. All the obstacles and difficulties that you faced that forced you that helped reveal a resolve that you never knew you had in you. All the problems and challenges that you faced that forced you to adapt to a new, ever-changing environment. All the people who said that you couldn't, said that it would be too hard, said that you should just give up. People like my counselor who freshman year told me to not even try to be valedictorian, told me that it would be too hard, told me that I couldn't do it. We proved them wrong. Look back to look forward. Look back at everything that you have done and be proud. Be proud of all of the successes, the failures, the challenges, the achievements, all of it, because it has led you to where you are and will lead you to where you will be. Thank you all for making the last 4 years such an amazing and eventful experience, and once again, congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Chamblee Charter High School, I am pleased to present the academic summary of Chamblee Charter High School's class of 2019. This class consists of 332 students and has accomplished the following academically. 90 graduates with a GPA of 4.0 or higher. 202 graduates eligible for the Hope Scholarship. 90% of our graduates who will attend a 2- or 4-year college or university. 2 graduates going into the military. 31 students joining the workforce. And together they earned $17,888,266 for scholarships. And 2 posse scholars. At this time, please join me in welcoming our Superintendent and Chief Educational Officer of DeKalb County School District, Dr. R. Stephen Green, to the podium to certify the academic summary of this class of 2019.
Good afternoon. Okay, this is the point where we seal the deal and put this in the books forever. Are you ready? Oh. Are you ready, class of 2019? Before we get into that, in DeKalb County School District, we often talk about wraparound services. And what I see right now is your support system, class of 2019, wrapped around you at this moment. So at this time, I'd like for you to turn to your support system, the parents and family members who are here, and say thank you. Please rise and say thank you. Good job, good job. You may be seated. Mr. Stan Jester, I, as the Superintendent and CEO of DeKalb County School District, present to you the class of 2019 for Chamblee Charter High School. As Superintendent, I certify that these students have met all course requirements, have earned at minimum 24 Carnegie units, as established by Advanced Ed, the State Board of Education, the Georgia Accrediting Commission, and the DeKalb County Board of Education. Therefore, I am requesting that you, as a board member, release their diplomas and certify them as graduates of Chamblee Charter High School.
Thank you, Dr. Green. I appreciate it. So, Principal Barnes, first I'd like to tell you how much I appreciate having a rock star as principal. You've done a great job. Well done. And Chamblee Charter High School, class of 2019, well done. It's a pleasure to be standing before you here today. And Ms. Khan, Tazika Khan, are you back there? Raise your hand. So I count about 300 students. We're gonna get right there. Hang in there, I promise. Did you wave to your parents and all that? Good, good. All right. Well, it is my job to release the diplomas, and on the basis of your certification, I accept your recommendation, Dr. Green. The academic achievement of this class meets the course requirements as established by Advanced Ed, the Georgia Board of Education, the Georgia Accrediting Commission, and the DeKalb County Board of Education. As a representative of the DeKalb County Board of Education, I authorize the release and presentation of diplomas and certificates to the class of 2019 at Chamblee Charter High School. Let's do this.
Sherwin Mark Shirazi. Lisan Sun. Shawn Agarwal. Debajati Das. Balaranaman Jakanan Abe Karan. Alice Bai. Louis Turner Cardo. Christine Alyssa Delon. Joseph Marvin Fiegel II. Tegan Elizabeth Furbish. Elise Lemoyne Fur. James McLeod Grass. Andrew Theo Hardy. Elizabeth Grace Johnson. Sarah Lauren Kaplan. Tiffany K.E. Lee. Christopher Lin Hing Lin. Victoria Yashing Lin. Sarah Courtney Mackey. Teresa Emily Maloney. Haley Elizabeth Maxwell. Emmy Evelia McCollum. Madeline Grace Meir. Rohan Joseph Misra. Kristen Adana Wadike. Catherine Grace Pelewitz. John Michael Principe. Sifat Al Raihan. Ethan James Routhen. Maya Caroline Schultz. William Eric Shute. Julia Nicole Weil. Matthew Parker Welsh. Hope Anna Williams. Alyssa Y. Wu. Hothau Farah Abdi. Michael David Aker III. Chase Sinclair Adams. Jordan Joash Okomo Adi Ambo. Ege Agan. Nestor Eric Aguilar Romero. Nader Ahmed. William Malcolm Aiken. Jason Hill Allen. Sherman George Allen Jr. Colin Sean Anderson. Minayas Mulatu Arfanye. Catherine Rosario Argueta Montano. Megan Elizabeth Ashley. Cheyenne Shaliz Banwari. Jaden Amari Batan. Camille Marie Becker. Jalen Bazil Beckford. Leslie Andrea Beltran Lopez. Jennifer Beltran. Jason Benitez. Adolfo Alberto Berduo. Brianna Noemi Berduro Ramos. Aaron Ferdinand Bess. Simhal Berhane Binye. Jordan Renee Bibb. Derek Lamar Black, Jr. Benjamin Scott Blank. Marcus Dominique Blazer. Roberto Garcia. Ariel Mary Bolden. Chance Enia Boyd. Hannah LaJohn Boyd. Kennedy Bijan Boyd. Aaron James Boyer. Isabel Vivian Bradford. Sky Alina Bregan. Olivia Eileen Brandt. John David Patton Brazil. Guillermo Brenna. Sydney Alexandria Britton. Marley Namia Brock. Sydney Paige Buchanan. Anna Victoria Burke. Hannah Dorothea Kane. Brooke Veronica Camden. Buckley Elizabeth Young Campana. Melissa Catherine Campbell. Natalia Marie Carlson. Zachary Andrew Carter. Ryan Douglas Cass. Mushref Chowdhury. Saqib Udin Chowdhury. Camille Monet Clarkson. Janaya Sinte Cleveland. Jordan Skylar Cole. Janicia Monet Collins. Platon Peter Constantinides. Cecilia Louise Conway. Christopher Davis Cook. Tyson Cormaye. Camille Elise Chamblee. Tatum Alexandria Crump. Dylan Edward Cruz. Sierra Nicole Cummings. Trinity Monet Daughtery. Nicholas Atoy Davis. Wilson Estuardo De Leon. Giselle Deloya. Stella Elizabeth Deemer. Shivaji Day. Habib Telly Diablo. Mario Antonio Diaz. Carter John DeFonso. Sophia Dionysio Bello. Jamal Michelle Dormius. Sophia Nia Duncan. Jack Alexander Dunkerley. Trinity Janaya Edwards. Lila Khaled Abdel Fattah El Matri. Emmanuel Gaspar Escandon. Shay Camelia Esposito. Hua Micah Evans. Jennifer Alejandra Fabila Chavez. Tamia Ariel Favors. Robert Phillips Felton II. Anthony Charles Finner. Dia Jean Flenau. Logan Thomas Flesh. Jade Ashley Folsky. William Gao. Yamiye Naidi Garcia. Catherine Carissa Garner. Chloe Simone Gatson. Christian O'Neill Gonzalez Hiron. Alejandro Goricho Rindo. Tyler Andrew Grimes. Samantha Marie Gudger. Diana Hayden. Ayan Omar Haji Kara. Travis Quinton Hammond. Christopher Jacob Hannon. Isman Hawk. Edmund DeAndre Julius Harden. Aaron Michael Harding. Stephen River Harper. Efshan Fatima Hunine. Brian Patrick Hazelwood. Zari Marie Henry. Carlos Jose Hernandez Perez. Dele Giselle Hernandez Cuen. Cecilia Franchelle Ann Hicks. Tyrekus Jawan Hickson. Christopher Lamar Hill. Dylan Mackenzie Holmes. Atora Miche Hood. Ashton Latrell Houston. Melissa Margaret Hovey. Daniel Ralph Howard. Samantha Patrice Smith Huggins. Precious Desra Hunter. Erica Izagirai. Alexandra Aniuta Jacobson. Nicole Paulette James. Paul Nadir Geraci. Hannah Lee Jeffers. Davis Wesley Jenkins. Zoe Soleil Jennings. Alexander Robert Jones. Rachel Elizabeth Jordan. Sonia Hethel Carson. Christina Venice Kemp. Tazia Hassan Khan. James Pilsung Kim. Madeline Claire Kim. Lawrence Wade Kimbrough. Trenton Ajari King. Nathaniel Edward Cray. Zamira Nicole Kyler. Brandon Thomas Lambert. Sarah Ann Lawrence. Savannah Mary Lawrence. Jocelyn Lizeth Lazo Brito. Samuel Cooper Lehman. Caitlin Liu. Kristen Elissa Livingston. Ya Tai Tu Livingston. Mai Ori Long. John Lopez Corona. Giovanni Lopez Franco. Juan Jose Lopez Jr. Rachel Jean Lovejoy. Zachary Shamar Maxson. Nazira Selima Jana Mahmoud. Yudbarik Maid. Javier Martinez Jr. Spiro Masick. Christina Audrey May. Kamal Carter McCain. Dylan Elijah McCoy. Alexander Gibson McCullough. Declan Bradley McDonald. James Patrick McDonald. Naya Simone McGregor. Henry Whitman Macklin. Rodrigo Medina, Colorado. Zion Jamal Merritt. Grace Ophelia Miller. Jacqueline Molina. Selvin Josue Molina Murillo. Shaughnessy Nicole Monroy. London Alexandria Moore Millender. Alexis Elise Moses. Sade Nicole Mueller. Sydney Emerson Murray. Isabel Yara Ziad Nakar. Hector Nava Pina. McKelvius Bernard Neal. Sean Nicholas Nelson. Nigel Tyreek Newton. Catherine Jody Ing. Asif Nihal. Jada Corinne Nunez. Erin Elizabeth Oborowski. Jamie Catherine O'Melia. Michaelia Terry Owens. Eric Ramiro Patlin Carrillo. Jacobo Emmanuel Perez Chavez. Shayla Joanna Perez Garcia. Santos Hernan Perez Lopez. Maria Isabel Perez Ortiz. Alyssa Marie Petaway. Nadia Miagros Flug. Daria Alexandra Phillips. Nicholas Elijah Pearson. Leilani Pineda Sierra. Alex Richard Pohl. Adia Kalila Pranata. Kai Alexandra Presley. Kennedy Noel Preval. Bridget Irene Price. Isiak Ahmed Rafi. Shah Amas Rahman. Torsa Rahman. Marie Celeste Ramirez. Jonathan Ramos. Alan Reyes. Alexander Tyler Richardson. Eric Van Robinson. Mia Simone Robinson. Maya Serena Robinson. Kenya Roblero Garcia. Diana Roche. Yesenia Rodriguez. Adrian Emmanuel Rodriguez Cruz. Ivy Catherine Story Rogers. Isabel Carolyn Rohr. Jacqueline Romero. Circe Romero Delgado. Priyanka Rane Roy. Stephanie Giselle Rueda Flores. Brandon Christopher Reel. Roberto Carlos Roblero. Ashana Dianca Samuel Hall. Jalen Bryce Sanders. Jasmine Aaliyah Scott. Daniel Allen Sadaka. Tariq Ali Sewell. Cody Wayne Shaw. Rubayat Noor Sapan. Abisail Sierra Nunez. Sila Adriana Smith. Rodney Dwayne Smith. Simon Joseph Smith. Bennett Roberts Solomon. Koya Gigard Suvorin. I'm sorry. Mithalar Rahaman Shurti. James Gibson Stanfield. Chase Moniel Starks. Stuart Joseph Steele. Maxwell John Stevens. Julian Malik Stokely. Bennett Gabriel Stone. Hamida Nasrin Tanya. Jean Marie Claire Tonsi. Caitlin Nicole Terrell. Julie Thatch. Kalia Felice Thomas. Jacob Matthew Thompson. Maria del Carmen Torres. Nancy Knock Tron. Tyler Samuel Trochi. Demetrius Javon Turner. Camille Diana Van Leer. Merlin Rosany Vargas Duque. Blair Esther Barney. Anthony Rafael Villar. Felipe Villegas. Caitlin McGowell Vineyard. Stevie He Vu. Troy Sherelle Warren. Giselle Monet Washington. Nathaniel Allen Webb. Miela Jade Westbrook. Nathan Davis Watley. Carlos Ramon White Jr. Ronaldo LeVar Whitman Jr. George Brandon Williams. Sarah Catherine Williams. Kayla Brienne Willis. Thomas Jonathan Wilson. Angela Lee Witherby. Dharma Smiles Woodman. Isabel Uea Yap. Chia Fun. Janitul Ferdosi Zaman. Jordani Jubair Zamori. Jason Zhang. Mohsana Hamid Jakaya. Carlos Javier Bedal. Brendan Estuardo Perez de Leon. Israt Alam Flora. Giovanni Bautista Pablo. Liliana Lira. Giselle Marilyn Trejo Romero. Darwin Garcia.
We sing praise to dear old Chamblee, best old school of all. After we have left her ever, we will hear her call. Hail to the memory of dear old Chamblee, hail to the blue and gold. Hail to the blue and gold. We will always love our alma mater and her name uphold. We will always love and praise thee, honor thy great name. Even though the world has claimed us, thoughts of thee remain. Hail to the memory of dear old Chamblee, hail to the blue and hail to the blue and gold. We will always love our alma mater and her name uphold.
Hello. Hi, my name is Sydney Britton, and this year I've had the honor to serve as your student body vice president. To the class of 2019 at Chamblee Charter High School, you may now turn your tassels to the left.
Thank you for attending our graduation ceremony. Please remain standing until all graduates have left the auditorium. We ask for your cooperation by exiting through the doors to your right. Please follow the directions of the ushers as you proceed to the West Plaza to greet your graduates. On behalf of the DeKalb County School District Board of Education and our Superintendent, Dr. R. Stephen Green, we thank you for your support and congratulate you and your graduate on achieving this significant milestone.